Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and welcome to the game according to me, the December 2018 version. As we end the year talking about the months in sports, and actually, I've been thinking about this. I'm thinking about should we do like the year review in sports? Should we talk about just December? What should we talk about? And really, I really think what we need to talk about is the year in review. We're talking about the year in sports, and I think we go back to January when we had a fantastic playoffs. Shocking the miracle in Minneapolis. Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs was incredible, and it got us all psyched up. They did not get past the Philadelphia Eagles though, as they took their backup quarterback Nick Foles all the way to the Super Bowl. And yeah, so it was just a fantastic January. I think at the beginning of February we had the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was it? Oh, I can't forget Ronda Rousey's appearance at the Royal Rumble. It was also incredible. And then we go into February and we had the greatness of the Super Bowl. It was some people didn't like it. Maybe it was too much offense, not enough defense. There was not. I don't think there was a punt. There might have been one punt in the game. There might have been one punt in the game, but otherwise the teams didn't punt. They either turned the ball over or drove up the field and scored. And so yeah, it was definitely incredible. Definitely an incredible sight to see. When it came down to um, the Super Bowl, um, the Eagles beat the Patriots and giving Philly the first time. We had Kevin Hart on NFL Network dropping the F bomb. That was hilarious as well. Um, but then as we head down, we had the All Star game. The All Star game was um, it was pretty good. I thought. This was the first year of the whole thing where they were picking teams and it was LeBron and Steph Curry. And this year is going to be interesting as LeBron and Steph Curry are now in the same conference. So we're going to see who gets that one, or even would it be Kevin Durant? So we'll have to wait and see. Um, but the All-Star game was definitely NBA thing was a little bit better than it normally was. And of course, the biggest thing to come from the All-Star game was Fergie's rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, which to this day is still getting replayed and replayed over and over again, apparently in the Warriors locker room. So, but it is what it is, right? And if I'm missing anything, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I didn't. I'm just going through this off the top of the dome, like I normally do. Then in March, again there was a basketball March Madness. How about the local team here in Chicago, Loyola Chicago, making it into the March Madness and making it into the Final Four? Oh man, only they got beat by Michigan, and Mo Wagner was just too much for the crew from here in Chicago. But man, they had an incredible run to the Final Four. This year, right now, this new season, they're having a bit of a trouble getting into it. But from what I can gather, but um, it was a fun ride while it lasted. It captivated the city here in Chicago, and I think it captivated the world with Miss Sister Jean. Everybody wanted to talk to Sister Jean. So March was good. April we started off with obviously with WrestleMania 34, a very disappointing WrestleMania. We had some pretty good We had three good matches off the start, and we were thinking we were getting ready to see the greatest matches. We were getting ready to see the greatest pay per view of all time. But Ronda Rousey's debut was incredible, and the Charlotte Oscar match was fantastic. Miz, Balor, and Rollins stole the show at the top of the show, but it all completely all dropped off by the end with a lackluster WWE Championship match, and of course Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnar match, which you just didn't get what you thought we should have gotten. So be that as it may, April also then we started off with the baseball season, and the baseball season was around, and glad to see that back, and yeah, and this baseball season was actually pretty interesting. We had a lot of teams like coming out of nowhere, like Atlanta and a few others as well, Milwaukee, doing their everybody doing their damn thing. So that was pretty incredible. Um, May, of course, April was also start of the NBA playoffs, and that transferred into May, and I think May was a pretty good run for the playoff. That transferred into June, where June we had the NBA Finals, and the Warriors swept the Cavaliers, and so yeah, that was pretty good as well. Obviously, we during all that time we had the whole Jordan and LeBron thing, and it's come back up again now with the fact of he said in his little ESPN piece that he when he beat the 73-9 Warriors, he now considered himself to be the GOAT. And listen, I think at first glance, you always want to, you want to shut that down because LeBron's not the GOAT. He's nowhere even close. Still Michael Jordan, obviously, but um, you can't blame somebody for thinking they're the best at what they do. You just can't. So for me, I don't blame him one bit for thinking he's the GOAT. I'm not mad at him. I'm not upset at him or anything like that. He he feels the way he feels, and God bless him. I think most of America, at least most of the logically thinking America, knows that it is Michael Jordan, and he's nowhere even close, and he can never get there. So that's neither here nor there. And it's not about rings. I did a whole video on my YouTube channel, so make sure you go over there, AJ Trip, and find it and watch it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, listen to this on YouTube, you can go back to my channel and find it as well. Um, so yeah, that was June. July, we had the All Star game, which I thought was again from Washington. Um, that was pretty entertaining. Um, August, we come around to SummerSlam, and we can start with SummerSlam, and of course, football is back. SummerSlam I thought was okay. Um, Kind of disappointing, but it was okay. Finally, we got the title off of um, Brock Lesnar onto Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, later on in the year, he would have to relinquish it because of his leukemia diagnosis, and that's obviously maybe the biggest and baddest thing about this is that he's fighting a disease that in all honesty, no disrespect to Roman, um, yeah, as much as we want him to beat this, the odds are against him. Most people do not survive a second bout with leukemia, and if he can beat this one, I think he will be without question the big dog, and he would deserve each and every accolade that he gets and he deserves. And so yeah, I think that's so. Yeah, I think that's it for that. I have to kind of skip forward a little bit, go back to to August, and we had the football games getting back, and it was back in the good, and college football as well. So that was epic, and then we had some great games. This was like the first year in a long time where it seemed like there were good games. There were good, not only good games, but good play in September for the National Football League, and they really didn't have a lot of there was no talks of kneeling, and there was no talks of domestic violence, at least at the start. You got it throughout the season, unfortunately, but it was great. And of course, we went into October, and the NFL season kept rolling. The ratings were coming back up with great Thursday night and Monday night and Sunday night games, and just everything was epic. And also the NBA season was getting ready to start again. I also have to remember we were starting Major League Baseball playoffs, and we had and we crowned the Red Sox once again World Series champions. So congratulations to them. They beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think personally that what that series showed you is that analytics sometimes kicks you in the ass, and you live by them and you die by them, and the Dodgers died by them, at least in my opinion. If you go to November, we still the NBA season starts, and it's funny to see LeBron in a Laker jersey. We got what's the name um, guy in Toronto, um, Kawhi Leonard. He's in Toronto now, and we got a healthy roster in Boston, and Philly is doing their thing. And now Jimmy Butler is trying to do. He's trying to get out of Minnesota, and he went to Philly. So a lot of things going on in the NBA, and but we had it started, and football season still going strong, and now here we are in December. We've just finished the NBA. We just had some great Christmas games. We just finished the NBA season where we had I said NBA. I should mean NFL season where we now have the playoff teams, and we've got in the NFC the Saints are the 1 seed, the Rams are the 2 seed, and we've got my Bears at 3, Dallas at 4. They'll take on the Seattle Seahawks at the 5 seed, and then my Bears will take on the Eagles at the 6 seed, and then AFC we got the Chiefs being the 1 seed, we got the Patriots the 2 seed, the 3 seed is the Houston, I believe it was the Houston Texans. They would take on the Indianapolis Colts, and the 6 seed, and then the 4 seed was the Baltimore Ravens, who came out of nowhere when they put in Lamar Jackson in that starting quarterback, and they would take on the Los Angeles Chargers, the number 5 seed, and kind of got a root for Phillip Rivers. For as much as I want to see Kansas City, make it, you kind of want to root for Phillip Rivers because you kind of think that he would deserve it. It would be cool to see, a Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers Super Bowl. As much as I am a Bears fan, I want my Bears to go there. I have to, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, so I think that, I think this was a pretty good year in sports all around. Yeah, we also lost a lot of legends this year in the sporting world, and definitely want to send thoughts and prayers out to all of those we have lost over these past 12 months. So yeah, um, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody. For, I've been putting this podcast on a lot of platforms. So if you are listening to this, I appreciate this so much for wherever you are on Spreaker or iTunes, Google, wherever you are. I appreciate it so much. We're gonna see what happens with the new year when it comes to the podcast, because I do think that we really need to see what happens. I'm thinking about going back to doing it weekly because I think that would just be more intense. But we have to wait and see. There's a lot of things going on in my life that um are in flux right now. So we'll have to see where it goes. I also want to upgrade so I can do a longer. I want to upgrade to the so I can do the 45-minute show. I would really love to do a 45-minute show for a podcast. So that's really what I would really like to do. But we will have to wait and see. Also, I may start doing I may start doing a simulcast where I do it on my YouTube channel as well. So kind of like if you guys see like Wrestle Talk. They're a YouTube channel and they do like a podcast, and they also do it when they put it up on the YouTube channel. And that's something that I think that I would maybe start doing as well. So, but if you want to learn more, I'm gonna be live on YouTube on my AJ Trip channel, counting down the new year, 11:55 Central Time. So make sure that you are over there and you see there, because we're gonna talk all about my future and everything like that, podcasting, gaming, everything. So make sure you're over there. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Um, um, this is AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.